blinded by my window right now. Hi, Fatal. How are you? You're so cute. Hello. Hello, friend. What's going on with you? I feel like I haven't been here, gone live in like a month. What is this week? It's just you and me. It's just you and me, baby. Like a private little chat. What do you want to chat about? Yeah, it feels like a month since I did this. This has honestly become one of my favorite hours in the week. Hi, eccentric. Hello, greetings. Was just working on some planning. Planning for what? Hi, Matthew. I'm good. I look okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm a bit sleepy. I woke up at like 4:30. Yeah, I woke up at 4:30 and I tried to get back to sleep, but it didn't happen. So I thought, hey, let's like see this sunrise everyone keeps talking about. Apparently it like not only sets in the afternoon, it also comes up in the morning. So I caught some of that. It was a good show. He is our mod hero. He really is. So yeah, I caught the sunrise. It was golden and glorious. Fatal, I love you so much. You're the best. What an MC. Hi, Nadira. Indonesia, amazing. Yes. Let's have a panel discussion. Hi, Andres. I think the music is correct. I had a hard time finding music I liked this morning. I was like, not having it. Nothing was fitting. I was Goldilocks. Everything was annoying me. Is it there during the day, sis? Yes, sis. It's noon here. What time is it there? It must be, wait, I wonder if I can figure it out. I'm gonna say it's like 12 hours. Is it midnight? I'm gonna say that's what it is. Midnight? Of course I could look it up. This is more fun. Indonesia, I would love to go there someday. Thanks, Nadira. I really like your name. I might steal it for something. It's a really good name. Do people like call you Natty for short, or like, yeah, Dira? I don't know. Do you have a nickname? I really like this. I feel so chill. And it's perfect because of what I want to talk about today. The chill vibes. It's all right here. Oh, oh thank you. I just figured it was like 5. I was like, oh, it's like 5 to England. And then that's probably like England to Indonesia is probably equidistant. So that's how I did my math. Oh, she's smart. She can visualize a map in her head. Some coffee. I wish. That'd be so cool if I could just like if this could be barista hour and I could just make y'all coffee. Oh, thank you. sure your eyes are really beautiful too, but I can't see them. I'm in Canada. I'm on the East Coast. Scotland? Surrogate. What is going on here? Preston. Yo. Hi, Alexander. Alexander Tomalov. I really like the name Alexander too. I'm just collecting names, okay? Hi, Will99999. Am I wrong, but you keep like changing your numbers? Alex. Yeah, I had a discussion with someone. I was like, Alex is a good name. I was listing good names and bad names, and Alex made the good name list. Nessie is catching on. Yeah, I like it. Oh, should I only wear red this month? Yo, I think red is my color. I took the like, what's your gangster name quiz. It was a very short quiz. It was like, what color are you wearing and what food did you last eat? So what do you think my gangster name is? You have 2 accounts. Okay. I think white suits. Oh, thanks. Hi, Stella. How are you? Hi, Mina. Again, another great name. Caligula. Amazing name. I'm gonna name my firstborn Caligula. He's got to live up to it. The ironic thing is, like, it's actually not that bad a name because I would name him like Callie for short. And Callie is such a cute name, especially for a boy. And then they'd be like, Callie, like California. California, and I'd be like, no, Caligula. Obviously. Yeah, are you okay with that if I take your name for my firstborn? That's only if it's a boy. I don't think a girl could handle it. Caligula Grant. It has such a nice ring. Doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's happening here with Sarajit and Nadira. Okay. There's something going on. What else is going on? I had a very productive week. I also want to say, I kept trying to make a shorter video for you guys, and I just like, I don't know, it wasn't hitting right. So that's why I didn't put out a shorter video this week. I like what I talked about. It inspired me. Like, sometimes I just feel like I'm doing this for myself. I'm like, yes, whatever you said, you're right. Thank you. I need to listen to her more often. But for some reason, it didn't feel right to put it out. I might change my mind, but that's partly what I want to talk about. Yeah, how is everyone doing? Hi, Darija? Darija? You guys are, okay. Okay, bye, Fatal. You will be missed. Oh, wait, no, you're not going. Good, because I don't know if we can do this without you. You and Eccentric are like the only glue keeping this together. Hi, Allison. Shout out to Emily. Okay. Yeah, of course. We need all of you. You're essential. You're important. We need everyone here. Yeah, of course. Shout out to Allison. Allison Sampson. Allie. Say the J... Wait. The J-Y. Oh, Daria? Or is it Daria or like Daria? Either way. Love it. Okay. I think we've got that handled. I don't know which one, but Daria or Daria too. Three years, that's crazy. I can't believe that. I mean, I know I took a break. You're my original gangster. Hello, kitty. Hey. Daria. I guess I can't. How do you make everything so... Well, Alexander... Well, first of all, you're assuming that it's like... I get it, because people say that being a human is hard and painful. Doesn't have to be. Do you look at like little 4-year-old toddlers and go like, oh, look at them. I mean, sometimes they do that. But humans can be anything, whatever you decide. So if you decide that like you're the kind of human being who is like light and effortless, and that that's how things are going to be for you, like you bring that quality. Be what you want to see in the world, you know? And if you can recognize it in me, then it means that you have access to it too. Like if you can recognize it, you know what it is. It means you can do it too. You just practice. It just becomes who you are. It's like imagine you're the guy who like every morning he brings the donuts. You bring the levity. That's you. That's your thing. And when you find yourself thinking, oh, things are so hard and painful, who's saying that? Who's deciding that? Where is that actually existing? I'm the one. I'm the one who gets to say. Let's pretend you were there, Fatal. Hi, ABR. No, that's Russian? Hi. Yeah, I think we need to do away with that idea. It's like, oh, the human condition. I get it. There's a lot of stories out there of that being true, and you find validation for what you take to be true. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks. Thanks, Caligula. Callie. Yeah, that's your name now. Callie. You were there. Oh. You were too cowardly. You're the... Look at you now. What is up with me today? Look at you now. So outspoken, so brave. Sorry. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I just have the giggles sometimes. It used to hit only at night, and now it seems to hit whenever. Fatal is a changed man. That's amazing. Thanks so much. Yeah, however you find me, as long as you found me, you know. Okay. Do y'all want me to start? How am I doing? Thanks, Helene. Thanks for asking. I'm good. I'm a bit tired. Overall, I'm pretty peaceful. And this week came with lots of self-reflection and revelations. So, pretty good week. You know, when you turn over that leaf, it's a good feeling. Aw, thanks, Alex. I'm angelic and hypnotic. It's those eyes. I never really used to think about my eyes, and then people started commenting on them, and I'm like, you like my shirt? Thanks. I love this shirt. I got it at a flea market once upon a time, and it's the best thing I ever did. Best choice I ever made. I listen. Alluring too. As faith. Yes. Hey, Sonia. Welcome. What? How you have stepbrother, your sister, and your sister friend at a sleepover. Oh? Okay, maybe that wasn't. Yeah, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm such a bad villain. I'm like, why you do that? What? I think if I was like Sean Bean in Lord of the Rings, I'd be like, no, I don't want to die. No, change it. Change the script. You subbed. Thanks, Sonia. I appreciate it. I got my beverages going. Okay, yeah. I want to talk a little bit about something, and I think I can wrap it up into a nice little bow. Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, I was trying to like do shorter videos, and one of the things that I'm messing around with is like I really want things. I am a perfectionist. I am a perfectionist who combats that by like running into battle unprepared. I don't know what kind of person this is. It's my kind. It's like I need things to be so good that it will paralyze me if I don't act. Therefore, I can sometimes spend long periods of time just not doing anything until suddenly I'm like, I have to do something. So I can't think about it. I can't like worry too much about it. So I will just like do it and then not feel okay with how it turns out. Because the second it's over, it's like that analytical perfectionist mind comes back, right? And there's a balance to be struck. And now, not everyone's going to be like this, but for me, it's like, yeah, there's a balance that you need to find of this part that like wants to make things as good as they can possibly be, and to discover and find like new levels for improving things, which is like such an exciting place to be, where you're like, ooh, this was good, but it can be even better. And then the part that just like lets go and has it be easy and just like does the thing, just like gives themselves over to the experience, to the thing, to the action, to the art, whatever it is. There's two sides of that. And so for that overthinking part, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I say a lot on this channel, like you want to be the person. Just decide that you're the person now. Just decide that that thing is yours right now. Like, give it to yourself right now. Go to the end. Or another way of talking about it is like, you want to be coming from the end. So it's like, bring that over here. So, if you want to be like in a loving relationship, bring that here. Like, stop putting it over there as this like goalpost that you need to like work towards. If you were in a loving relationship, how would you be right now? What would that feel like? What would you think about? How would like you wake up in the morning, and what would be your first thoughts? When you thought about your partner, what would be your thoughts about them? What would be your thoughts about yourself in regards to like how they feel about you, or just like yourself being so loved, so adored, so cared for? How would you feel just like as yourself? Just give it to yourself right now. Be there right now. So this overthinking part, that's trying to figure it out, that's trying to like do it perfectly, that's trying to get it just right, or is treating everything like this algebra equation. It's not wrong, but it's very much coming from, right? If that's like a version of me that I'm choosing to come from, I'm like in the end of that. What am I in the end of? I'm in the end of like, it's complicated. It's challenging for me, at least. It's something that needs a great amount of thought, a great amount of preparation. It's something that needs to be solved. It's something that requires this. So it's like, by creating all these like steps and this kind of unnaturalness to it, this like this need for analysis and adding this like level of complexity and difficulty to it, I'm creating the thing to be that. I'm treating it like it's really hard to achieve for me. And that doesn't need to be the case. And that doesn't need to be the case for anything. Anything. I'm not saying that like you don't put in the time or the effort that it might require, but as often as possible, see that you do have an option for just being like, what if this was easy for me? What if this actually came really naturally to me? What if like I just kind of moved into it and I did what felt right. I did what felt like easy and instinctual, and I figured it out as I went. And as I discovered like certain skills maybe I needed to apply, I could just like incorporate them as I see fit, because I'm like seeing like, oh, there's something missing. Oh, there we go. I can just like grab it, and it's easy for me to grab. And I keep moving, and I keep discovering maybe, oh, different elements that I want to bring in, not because there's anything wrong with what I'm doing or how I'm approaching things, but just because as I travel along, I discover new things to add, new possibilities, right? There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. There's never like anything actually inherently missing or wrong with anything that you're experiencing unless you make it so. But if something else presents itself, you then have the option. You have choice. You have free will, right? You don't have to do this. You don't have to do anything. But you can take it if it's useful to you. And I just want to say, like, I don't know how it got to be this way, but it does seem like everything has now this like this system of like, this is how you do things. And we're living in this age of so much information to sift through. And it's amazing because suddenly I can go on an app, I can go on the internet, and everyone will tell me how to do anything. I can just spend hours learning and planning how to go about doing something. Like, there's information and advice and opinions about literally everything. Literally. Like, how do I don't you get what I mean. How do, like, I'm just thinking of like personal hygiene tips and like dating and etiquette and posture and like how to move, how to walk, how to do all these different exercises, how to do all these different sports, how to play all these different instruments, how to be this, how to be that, how to, like, there's so much advice on there. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but it can make it seem like there's a right way to do things and a wrong way, and that you have to follow the guidelines for doing it the right way. Otherwise, like, you're gonna mess up. It's gonna be wrong. You're the only one who can make yourself wrong. You're the only one. If you're like, what I'm doing is great, chances are people will catch on to how great it is. If you stay in that energy, if you stay in that conviction, people will come to you. But if you're like, always like reaching, always like feeling like what you're doing isn't hitting it in some way, that's going to show up for you too. People are going to feel that. So this like constant stream of advice and taking it in and trying to do it all right. I get it. Like, if you're like me, kudos, because it means you're like super high in conscientiousness. Like, you care, and that's a really good thing. But it also means that you're not coming from this place where it's easy. It's allowed to be easy. It's okay if it's easy. It's okay. And it's more important, actually, that you figure out what works for you. You figure out what comes naturally, instinctively to you, so that then you can figure out what maybe you need, rather than this like big general blob of an idea of what anyone might need. I don't know if any of you have read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I'm not gonna lie, when I read it, it kind of went over my head, because on one level, it's about basically a cross-country road trip with like a father and son. But it's about the dissemination of ideas. And if you notice, like, if you pay attention to systems and like people are like, here's how you do something, I suspect that how they came up with their system is in hindsight. They got a result, okay? They got a result, and then they asked themselves, how did I do that? And they backtracked, and then they gave all the things that they did. Now, they didn't do those things, first of all. They didn't like come up with that system all in one go. And they didn't necessarily know like consciously that they were doing that as they were going through it. Okay, they probably were just like feeling it out, figuring it out. Like a toddler or like a baby learning how to walk. Imagine if you sat your little like 1-year-old down and you're like, okay, I'm gonna tell you how to properly walk. Are you ready? Are you taking notes? You better get this right. Otherwise, guess what? You never get to learn how to walk. This is the only way. Okay, so you wanna make sure that your like equilibrium is and every time this little baby tried, you were like, you better make sure that you're pumping your arms there, or like, oh, make sure that do you have your balance, or like, where are your eyes, where's your focus? Like, if there were constantly these adjustments and this ideal you were trying to live up to, you would be too afraid to take a step. And every time you took a step, you would be looking over your shoulder like, was that right? And checking to other people if that was walking. It doesn't actually take that much. What actually ends up working for most people is you kind of like have to naturally get there by yourself and own it. Like, create a kind of mastery and a kind of ownership about how you do something, how something works for you. And then in hindsight, you can see like, oh yeah, actually that thing that person was talking about, I have been doing that. Or, oh, that's a neat trick. I'm gonna steal that and incorporate that into me, into how I work. And I'm gonna see if it fits. I'm gonna see if it's helpful. But if it gets me in my head, and if it gets me doubting, and it gets me stopping, and it gets me paralyzed, guess what? It's no longer helpful. It's about you. It's about what works for you. Because What is the point of being an individual personality with completely like unique experiences if everything was just the same? And as much as possible then, like use your uniqueness to your advantage and be like, what if this came naturally? What if this was easy? What if I knew how to do this? And suddenly so much pressure comes off and you're no longer worried about doing it right or doing it perfectly or living up to some other standard that you've seen. You're no longer worried about doing it like her, doing it like him. You're gonna do it like you. You're gonna do it like the best that, your best version of it. That is completely unique. Never before has it existed. It's you walking. This is your walk. And other people can be like, you know, oh, you can move faster. And you're like, oh, cool, okay, amazing. This is me going faster. This is me going faster. And again, I'm gonna come from the place where it's easy and it's instinctual. I'm gonna listen to myself. And I'm gonna make it natural. And this applies to anything. This is how I do it. This is what comes naturally to me. And if I accept that it can be that way, that my way of doing it can work, then it will. It will. It will. There's no one right way of doing anything. And the systems come later. They come in hindsight. You're gonna come up with your own system. Actually, like, without even naming it, you probably already do. You're already living an extraordinary life. You're already so proficient, so capable in so many areas that you're not paying attention to. You know how to do things. You have systems. You do. You have processes. You do. And it comes naturally to you. You don't have to think about it. This isn't to say that like you should have a big ego and be like super resistant to altering the way that you do things. Again, if it benefits you, I just think more and more I'm like, oh, like maybe we all just need to chill out a little bit. What if it was easy? So even, the only reason that you would want to change is like, it's stale or it's not working for me. So great, now you possess this feeling of like wanting something new. So you're, from that vantage point, you're like going out and seeking something new. And you're adaptable and you can change and you can like embrace and incorporate, right? Like you don't ever have to throw out everything. You bring it in, you gather, and you sort and you select. That's all you're ever doing. There's nothing wrong with you and you don't have to try so hard. I think also it's good to pay attention to what you get credit for or what you get acknowledged for. Because when I was thinking about what I might say on this one, I remember taking my first karate class, and the teacher really liked me because I couldn't do, like, I'm like 6 years old or something, right? And I couldn't do a push-up to save my life, if I'm honest. I mean, I don't know how many 6-year-olds can, but where everyone else was like, like not really trying, I was trying. I'm such a good trier. I'm so determined as a person. Like, I'm tenacious. And the teacher liked me for that. It was a good quality, right? Oh, she has grit. Oh, she doesn't give up. Oh, she like, when she wants something, she really wants it. She's like a dog with a bone, okay? And when you get like validation or you get seen or acknowledged or praised, when you get praise for something, notice what you get praised for. it becomes this part of you that you don't want to let go of, because you're like, people like me for this thing. People like me for the fact that I care so much. People like me for the fact that I try so hard. I'm really conscientious. Like I really care. I really want it to be the best it can be. I think really hard about everything, and that makes me stand out. So you have this part that you don't want to let go of, because in a big sense it's been working for you, at least in the estimation of others, right? So I don't know what it might be for you, but there might be certain praise that you're getting from people around efforting, especially because in the West, or maybe globally at this point, there's a lot of like praise that one gets for working so hard. And it might seem like a cheat for you to chill out for a second and let it be easy. Might be like, well then, where's the glory? Where's the glory? Where's the compliments? If it just came naturally, I almost wouldn't even notice. I'd just be like, I just did a thing. I don't know how I did it. I just did it. It just seemed like the right thing to do at that time. There's no praise in that. I mean, there can be, but maybe then we have to switch it. Like, oh, it's so amazing how you don't overthink things. How you just let yourself do the thing. How you trust yourself. How you trust what you like. How you trust your own abilities. How you're just yourself. How you like yourself. It's so admirable how much you like and trust and honor yourself. How you value yourself. Maybe you need to like switch up what the praise is. What if this was easy? I know it seems like, oh, you're being such a good little, you're trying so hard, you're such a good little student. Right? We like the student who like tries their hardest. And the student that just, it comes easy for them are like, well, I don't know what to do with you. You're fine. I have nothing to say to you. Let yourself be the kid who like doesn't need adjustments. You're gonna figure out your way. I did go, like, I went through this period where I was taking lots of acting classes. So I was like, right, I want to get it right. And I want to show how serious I am about this. And I swear to God, it just confused me. Because suddenly there's all these rules. Suddenly there's all these ways to do things. And I went from being someone who was like, I did acting because it made me feel so free. And it like touched on this part of myself that was just like powerful and made decisions in the moment. Like I did it because it got me out of my head. And it got me like present and connected with people in a way that wasn't scary. That's why I loved doing it. And I loved characters. And I loved like the poetry and the monologues and the language of it and the expressiveness of it. And then I went into like acting on camera work, and suddenly it felt like there were all these rules and I was gonna look really foolish if I didn't do it a certain way. And I really think in hindsight, it's like the biggest asset you have as a human, but also as an actor, is your instincts, is what feels right for you. What feels right in this moment? If anyone was like, what do you think I should do as an actor? I would be like, pay attention to humans. And like, you know when something feels false. You know. If you were this person, this is all it is, guys. If you were this person, how would that be? That's the question. That's the question to ask in any situation. So you go on a date. If I was the person who was like great at dating, how would this go? How would I be? How would I feel? How would this other person feel about me? If I was the person that money comes easily to them, how would I be? How would I feel? How would I think? How would I handle money? If I was the person that was like the most amazing actor in the world, how would I think? How would I feel? How would I approach my roles? Whatever it is. Whatever you're dealing with. How would that be? That's like the number one question to ask. That's the only question. If this came easily, if this was normal for me, and I didn't think about it, I just like intuitively responded, how would that be? What would my instinct tell me? Let it be easy. And everyone could just like, if you knew your life was on track and that things were going well for you, because they are, how would you feel right now? How would you be? How would you be with others? How would you be with yourself? How would you be with your loved ones? What would you do? That's it. If life was good and easy, how would that be? So yeah, if you catch yourself being anxious, if you catch yourself overthinking, if you catch yourself overcomplicating, trying to figure it out, just trying. It's like, what end am I living in? Right now, I'm living in some end where it's hard, where it needs to be figured out, where it's challenging, where it is a problem. If you're treating it like it's a problem, you're creating it to be a problem. So what if it wasn't? It's as simple as that. You just switch the mindset right there in the moment. And that's it. It gets really simple after a while, guys. It gets simple. Hi, Waleed. Bye, Preston. So yeah, that's all I have to say today. Hi, Chris. I think too, sometimes we don't know how much we're like holding our breath a little bit. Like we don't even realize it because we've been doing it forever. And treating something like, I have to hold on, I have to get this right, I have to control this situation. This is like just different language for like why someone might be holding on really tight, forcing an outcome, all of that. It's like if nothing was wrong, if everything was perfect, which is what you want it to be, right? That's why you're controlling. But wait, if you just go to the end, if everything was perfect right now, like this, I know, like imagine if this live stream is like the highlight of my existence. How would I be? Like, how present would I be to this moment? And you can decide that for any moment of your life. You go to something and you catch yourself like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling like struggle around this thing. But you're only feeling that because you have this, like, this idea of the thing that doesn't have to be so. You can change it on a dime and just decide, you know what? No, this interaction is perfect. And I'm just going to be with it. And I'm not going to fight it because it's perfect. Why would you fight it? It takes away all of that. Makes it nonsensical. And then the bonus is you get to like be what you're actually hungry for, which is like you get to be relaxed and you get to feel safe and you get to feel loved and you get to feel enough and you get to feel seen and you get to feel heard and you get to feel all the things immediately. Immediately, it's available to you now if you just assume it's easy, it's perfect. I'm already in the end that I want. It is 12:45. I had deja vu this week. I had deja vu of deja vu, which I've also had deja vu of. You're gonna rewatch this? This might be like my favorite talk I've ever given. But that's what I mean, like this week I really kind of had a reckoning with like, oh my God, like I'm doing all the right things, but I'm cheating myself out of this, like, this experience of just having it right now. And just like liking myself right now. Being happy right now. Like, what am I doing this all for except to feel good? And I'm being like, yeah, but I'll feel good later. No. Chill out. You have it. I'll feel good once I have it. No. Go to the end. Deja vu of deja. Yes. It was a very spooky feeling, but also very familiar. Sorry. Like, guys, don't you just want to feel good? Do you know you can? Like, right now. Right now. I don't know what sound just came out of my mouth. I feel like this is like the Fatal show. I don't know what's happening in this episode, Fatal, but it's yours. I'm snapping a lot. It's 5:47 in the UK. Thank you. That must mean it is 5:47 in Scotland. If I could somehow see certain parts, hi Immune Cookie, certain parts of the future. Certain parts? Do I get to choose what parts? Then couldn't you have prepared for it better? No. No. What if you couldn't? What if you're already prepared? Like, that's assuming that, like, there needs to be an outcome, right? What if you're enough right now? And then what if you're enough right now, right? And then just, like, life presents these, like, possibilities for expansion. And you're like, oh, so I'm already good. And I can step into something else. And, like, guess what? Like, what I need to get there is going to come to me along the way. Yes, Roxy. Shout out to you. Sorry, I don't know why that was so lame. Hi, Roxy. Hi, Adam. How are you? Hi, Yusuf. 7 hours earlier than you. Where are you, Andres? Yeah, so you're in Germany, right? Or thereabouts. Hi, Aman. It upsets you, but it's like one of the coolest feelings in the world. Thanks, Aman. That's nice. Alexander. I'm not gonna guess where everyone's at. 13 hours? Like, I'm just going off your name. Are you Russian? Now I'm like, Indonesia is 12 hours ahead for me. So that's my, like, metric. I'm like, Indonesia. Thanks, Kibo. I'm very smiley today. That's partly what woke me up, as I fell asleep with with some white strips in. Oh, you're in Australia. That's cool. One of my best friends is Australian. Oh, you did? Oh, that's amazing. I need a workout. How am I? Like right now, I'm pretty peaceful. I'm pretty good. I think I'm just gonna enjoy my day and enjoy my life, you know. I'm just not gonna stress and I'm just gonna enjoy it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I was watching Lost in Translation last night. It is my favorite movie. I say that's not, I'm, you know when like you say, oh, my favorite movie is this, but then you're like, but is it? Do I need to go back and rewatch and make sure that I am telling people the correct information? It's my favorite. Because somehow there is something, this is what struck me. Like also I know that they didn't really have a solid script when they did that. And it's Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, which to me, like those two, I don't know, I could like really, really watch them in this movie this time over. And I was like, maybe it has something to do with there wasn't a solid script, but I find they are both like so generous. And what I mean by that is like, they're not like, oh, but it's supposed to be like, they're not forcing anything. They're just like genuinely interacting with what is happening and trusting themselves and going with it. And watching Bill Murray, I'm like, you know, he could be a very awkward human being. And in some ways he is. But there's something just like so accepting about him. So accepting. Like you can just feel it. He accepts everything about himself. All his flaws, all his quirks. He's like, yep, that's me. And it spills over into other people too. And even if he's like, that person's amusing, or like, this is a weird situation. Even if he's like making fun of someone, it still feels light. It still feels generous. It still feels like, I don't know. Watching that, I'm just like, we started off this talk kind of talking about like, oh, is the human experience like painful and angsty? And watching that movie, I'm just like, it's just kind of a weird ride, isn't it? But there's a lot to see, and there's a lot to feel, and like, we're all going to be okay in the end. Ah, oh, it's so good. It just feels like such a kind movie. I just feel safe watching that movie. I think I might need to have it on the background always. Doesn't everyone just want like Bill Murray just to like be there? Just like as a witness. Just like as a steady presence. Like, oh yeah, there's Bill. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And even Scarlett Johansson, like I find her so interesting as a person because she is beautiful. And almost everyone is like, yes, she's the most beautiful girl in the world. Or for a while, like she was everyone's top list. But then you have these interviews of her and she's like, no, I don't have social media because I'm way too critical of myself. And I feel like in some ways the most confident people, or the most confident people, the people who look like the most comfortable with themselves, are really the people who like know their limit, know their flaws, and don't make a big fuss about it. Like are okay with it. And somehow it just like paradoxically makes them even more attractive. Like they're just okay with who they are. I think people think he's playing himself. Watching this, I was like, I think he's playing Bob. But he's not forcing anything. And like Bob is like a version of himself, but I bet he would be like, I'm kind of that, I'm kind of not. Groundhog Day is amazing. Yeah. There's something about that movie. Oh my god, Groundhog Day. What an idea. Yeah, deja vu. There you go. You started doing. Ooh, amazing. Shaolin Kung Fu. That's so cool. I was thinking of doing some kind of like martial art. Just because, you know, in case like I have to, in case I get like transported into a fantasy world and I have to take on a Dark Lord or something like that, I want to be ready, you know? That's how I think about it. Like, what if I become Fae and I'm like poorly ill-equipped to deal with some big baddie? Like, I want to be good enough that people see potential in me, but I don't want to be so good that the male lead character doesn't need to take the time to train me. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. I know, eccentric, right? All those Dark Lords. They're just popping up like gophers. Like groundhogs. Okay. How was that, Adam? What did you learn? Can you do? I don't know the difference between all the things. Hi, Allison, you're back. So glad. I am glad. Thanks for coming back. Fae are cool and interesting. Yeah, they are. And like, look, I'm already halfway there. Like, come on. It's happening. Yeah, it's a problem when you're reading like A Court of Mist and Fury. And and you're like, oh, the main characters are like so good looking, right? They're like so beautiful, so good looking. And then suddenly they become Fae. And now they're even more they're more good looking. That feels like the defining characteristic of being Fae. Like you're really, really attractive. You were pretty good before, but now you're like, whoa, crazy levels of it. And you're fast. So, and pointy ears. No one knows why, except maybe for hearing. But why the points help, we do not know. The points are somehow instrumental to the hearing. A Febe, yes. An elf in Witcher, that'd be so cool. An elf, right? I'm really into fantasy these days, you can tell. Okay, is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about or any other questions you have for me? Hi, Brian, how are you? Hi, Kibo. The mod is taking him out. Brian, thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Hi, Private. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna go because I have plans. The real deal. That's so exciting. Keep us up to date. Keep us up to date. That's really cool. Proud of you. No, I haven't. Oh, this is the exciting thing that's happened in my life also, by the way. The basement got renovated and it's just like this big, empty, acoustic, gorgeous, like, you know, like yummy, yummy, yummy reverb. It just has the most gorgeous reverb, and so all I want to do is just like go down there and play piano and sing my little heart out. You're cute. Okay, I'm gonna go, but as always, just know that I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about all of you, and you're all amazing, wonderful, you're important. Every single one of you is important, is essential, is necessary, is needed. You're all beautiful, attractive, hot, sexy, gorgeous people with genius minds and supernatural abilities. And I love you very, very, very much. And I hope you love yourselves just as much. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.